So a little while back, I was browsing Facebook Marketplace, something I don't do much these days because I uninstalled Facebook from my phone, and I wish there was a standalone Marketplace app, but there isn't, so I'm not doing it anymore. But I don't really need to do it anymore because I did buy the thing that I was looking for, sort of, and I have way too many things right now that I need to pay attention to and sort out, which hopefully this channel will help me do, but more about that later and in other videos. So I was browsing Facebook Marketplace and I came across this listing that was kind of odd. The pictures were very weird. They were like a little crooked, very close, a little out of focus. And the title was just 2003 911 TT X50. And the listing was not the best I've seen. The title was weird. The photos were terrible. And it just, I was like, is this real? Is this good? Should I look at it? So what the listing was, obviously, was a 2003 Porsche 911 Turbo with the X50 and, as it turns out, the Aero kit, which was not listed on the listing. I decided I was going to check it out because it was the cheapest 911 Turbo 6-speed manual that I have seen anywhere online, at least here in the US. And I mean, how can you go wrong, right? So the listing was for $45,000. I ended up paying $40,000 for it. There are some good things and some bad things. The good things is that it has the X50 package, which is a highly sought after package. It's a very rare package. There's only a few percent of the cars came with that package from factory. And it has the Aero kits on top, which also only a few percentage of the cars ever came with that option. So it's a very rare option car. Now, some of the bad things is it's got 146,000 miles, but it's a Metzger and it should go for 2, 3, 4, 500,000 miles, a million miles. There's a car currently with, is it 500 or 700,000 miles? That's just, you know, doing its thing, driving around. So I'm not worried about the miles. The car has had 2 owners prior to me. No, 3 owners prior to me. The second owner owned it for the longest period of time. The second owner used it as a commuter car to go to and from work. And it was a pretty long distance, but it was highway miles, like freeway miles, down in Orange County, I was told by the third owner, who was the mechanic of this guy for all those years. So I have the records, albeit not like individual receipts. I have the work orders, all the work that's been done going back to 2011 maybe. When the guy sold it, he sold it to the mechanic and he had it for a few years but decided it was time to let it go. He wasn't driving it much, he was getting older, he was driving other cars more than the 911, so I decided to let it go, which is where I came in. And I think the listing was not the greatest, was in my favor here. So I went down and looked at it and I decided on the spot. I didn't do any PPI, didn't do any like real checks. As they say, you know, buy the seller, not the car. But the car obviously looked good. It had all the records of all the stuff that's been done, a lot of maintenance stuff. It's got new shocks, new engine mounts. It has new radiators on the front. It's had all kinds of stuff done. And it's just been taken care of. Now, there are some things that need to be addressed with the car, especially being as old as it is. It's a 2003, so it's over 20 years old, 146,000 miles. But since those miles are highway miles, it is in really good shape. So it's got a little, you know, wear and tear on the outside, a little faded paint here and there. It's got stone chips. The front bumper obviously has been painted. It's actually missing the correct spoiler, so I have a new spoiler, the spoiler lip, the X50, not the X50, the Aero kit spoiler lip I have. I bought an aftermarket one because the Porsche one cost like $1,000 or something, and they just tend to rip off, which is why this one doesn't have it. And they weren't aware that it had the Aero kit package, I think, because I was asking about the spoiler when I came. I was like, oh, does the spoiler work and everything? He's like, oh no, it's a static spoiler. And he thought that was standard, which it wasn't. But the inside of the car is actually really nice. So I think one of the benefits of it being just a commuter car, like a freeway car, is that even though it has a lot of miles, it wasn't a lot of in and out of the car. He got in and out twice a day and drove vast distances instead of going instead of that being in and out of the car like 5 times for the same distance. It just looks pristine in here. The passenger seat, I mean, that looks almost unused, and I don't think it really has ever been used. The first owner, I don't know how he drove it. The second owner, basically all commuting. Nobody ever really sat in that passenger seat. Third owner as well, he didn't really drive it that much. The steering wheel is nice and not worn down. The door cards look really good. The dashboard is all leather and it's all really nicely preserved. It does have a few like squeaks and rattles that we are going to try and sort out, but you know, it is a 20-something-year-old car, and that's just something to, accept. It also does have the B6 struts. So the third owner did a lot of work to this car. One of the things he did was install all new Bilstein B6 suspension on it, which is a little stiffer, sportier suspension versus the stock B4s. And here in LA, I don't know. I don't think the B6 are the ideal struts for this, so I might take those off, put some B4s on to see if that'll soften it up and make it a little bit more comfortable, because I am more interested in kind of like a Grand Tourer than like a race car, because I don't race and the roads here are terrible and not meant to be raced on. He also did a couple other things. There's a head unit there, a Kenwood aftermarket navigation Android Auto kind of thing, which is not great. I might change that out to the Porsche PCM Plus one. We'll see. There are some hiccups with that apparently. Some of them don't like work, and there's the installation process is a whole thing. So we'll see if I do that or not, or when I do it. I also did buy a new center console. This one is black, which is the stock one. I bought one that's Arctic Silver, same color as the exterior of the car, so I'm going to be installing that. I can't remember if I did or if it came like that on my 996, my first 996, the 99 996 I had years ago. So I like that look, and I'm going to keep this black one so that I can always swap it back in. If the next custodian wants it to be original with the black console, I will have that available for them. But for now, I'm going to be installing the silver one. I'm also installing the 997 shifter because the shift knob here is a little loose. So when I'm out there shifting, it feels a little sloppy. With 146,000 miles, I guess that is what happens. So that's where we're replacing that with a new one. This is my 2003 Porsche 911 Turbo. Not bad. Ooh, and it's got Alcantara roof lining here, and it's in pristine condition. Overall, the car is really nice. If it wasn't for like maybe little rattles and squeaks and maybe the rougher paint at times outside, if this car had just 46,000 miles, I don't think I would have balked at that. I'd been like, oh yeah, this looks like a 46,000 mile car. So definitely those highway miles definitely did the car good. And now it's broken in, so I don't have to worry about that. Now it is definitely broken in, ready to drive pretty much wherever, and it should be good for decades to come.